Let me welcome the lady who knows everything about healthy choices, and that's Tegan Bevel. Welcome to the couch. You can come in a bit closer.
Oh, hi Fred, how you going?
Come on in, move in. What are we talking about today, Tegan?
Okay, well, sugars. We've touched on artificial sweeteners a couple of times here, and last time I was on, I remembered you mentioning...
So I've got them here. I'll see if I can
bit...
hold them up to Matt's camera, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
There you go. What are these that we're looking
Okay,
at?
so I've brought on 4 different groups. So I've got the artificial sweeteners here. I'm not going to touch on these too heavily. We've done it all before.
Yep.
There's massive
It's all
side
of these
effects
ones.
to
See,
these.
we've seen those before. There you go.
They have no GI, so they don't have a glycemic index, and they don't have calories, which is why I think people are choosing them over sugar.
Yep.
But what they do have is serious side effects.
I have to say I don't like them because you know what I heard, I don't know if it's true, maybe you can confirm it, that when you have foods that have all these artificial sweeteners in, they make you crave sweet foods. Is that right? Or
They
food
do,
in
and
general?
these are so highly concentrated that they, your taste buds get used to such a sweet taste that when you have normal sugars and stuff like that, it's not sweet enough. You're left craving.
Just recently, there was a story in a current affair of a lady who was drinking about 20 bottles, 2-litre bottles of Coke Zero.
And she's still alive?
She's still alive, but because it's got no sugar in it, she was thinking, oh, it's all good. But she actually ended up with diabetes, rotten teeth, and bigger. She actually didn't lose any weight from drinking all this stuff because she was eating more because it was making her crave things like KFC and hamburgers and all that sort of thing.
The biggest side effect from these is weight gain. And it's meant to be a diet substitute, so it makes no sense.
The only purpose I can see for these is if you're going to have sugar, it's good probably for diabetes, like me, diabetics.
Yep.
If you're going to substitute it. But I think if you eat sugar in moderation, it's probably a better choice.
Yeah, exactly. This would be your
one.
your second worst choice. I've gone in order to your best. But I think these in moderation, people shouldn't be too
them
scared.
To Matt as well. These are the ones that we're sort of saying are the real stuff, aren't we?
Well, they're the real sugars.
There's that one. And there's that one.
Certainly not something you want to be having every day because these two here have absolutely no nutritional value whatsoever. They have quite a high glycemic index, and what happens with a high glycemic index, it spikes your blood sugar levels.
Why do people always say natural sugars are okay? Because when I used to be on Jenny Craig, they used to say to me, oh yeah, that's all right, natural sugars are good. Is that
these aren't natural. I get that people call them natural because they're grown naturally, but they're so highly processed you couldn't call them natural anymore. This one you sort of could, it's got some nutritional value left in it, but the real natural sugars are actually these ones.
Ah, well I'll show these again then to Matt. What's this one?
That's agave nectar or agave. There's so many different ways to pronounce it.
So what is that?
That comes from an agave plant. There's lots of different types of those plants.
And that one? Oh.
Maple syrup. Maple syrup does have, it's bordering on a high glycemic index.
And that one there's honey, of course.
Raw honey. There's a massive difference between raw honey and processed honey. Processed honey has no nutritional value. Raw honey is actually really, really good for you, and it's so sweet. So children having breakfast cereals in the morning, I would say don't put sugar on it at all. You're going to send them to school. About half an hour into school, their blood sugar's going to rise.
Do you know what? I have cornflakes, and I never put sugar on my cornflakes. I even have cereal, I don't put any sugar on it.
Yeah. Put honey on it. Put honey on it. Good raw honey, it's full of nutritional value, enzymes. It's really, really good for you.
All right, and what have we got here?
I've just brought in some fruit just to kind of show some perspective on the whole sugar thing. Each one of these pieces of fruit would have roughly 3 teaspoons of sugar in it.
Bananas, apples, look at all that. So we've got all the fruit there, thank you very much.
Yeah, so just trying to highlight there that don't be scared of the word sugar. Just try and make better choices as to what type of sugar you're going to be
recapping, we're saying artificial sugars, give them the miss.
Bin them. If you have them in your house, bin them.
If you're going to have sugar, have a moderation of a small amount of the packaged sugar.
Yeah, very small amount. Brown sugar would be the best.
Brown sugar is the best. If you can avoid that altogether, all the manufactured sugar, have the natural stuff like honey, maple syrup, and what was that one called again?
Agave nectar.
Yep. Or if you can avoid the whole lot of it, have natural sugars from fruits and bananas and apple. And in with them, can you eat as much as you want, or do you have to be careful what you eat?
I think it depends on if you've got diabetes or
because grapes are really bad for diabetics.
Exactly, and too many apples or too many pears and stuff like that can be bad for diabetics as well. So I wouldn't want to give personal advice. But certainly if you're coming down from a sugar high and you're doing that, you're crashing with a low, try to not have more lollies and more sugar to get yourself up again. Try and have fruit. That will give you a steady, and fruit can help you when you're craving sugar. It can help get rid of that sugar craving. It is much better for you.
Fantastic. Blowing the myth on real sugar.
Thank you.
Which of these do you have a lot of?
I have to admit it's probably not that good, but I do love my maple syrup. I try and have more of
Is
these
that why the
too.
bottle's empty?
That bottle's empty.
You sculled it before you came in.
But
She's had a sugar fix this morning.
I tried definitely the honey and the agave nectar. So good for you.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much. This is Tegan Bedful, of course, 50 Choices. If you want more information, you can check out the clip again on the website, which is thecouch.com.au. That's thecouch.com.au, where all our information is kept, and you'll see this video all over again if you missed it today. Or you can check out the link to her website, and she's got heaps of additive-free cooking, additive-free kids cooking, and heaps more coming up very, very soon. Is that right?
Thank you, Fred.
Well done.